Hi, everybody. My name is Jenny. I am dieting right now. I'm doing the accountability program called Healthy Wage. So, if you're interested in that, look at yesterday's video talking about that. Doing well on that. I am losing weight by using the diet program of HcG, and I'm doing okay on that too. Some weeks are great, some weeks are not so great. So, we're going to talk about this week, which is not so great. All right, so I realized my numbers were a little bit off. I miscalculated. Do you remember when I said that I had gained zero point 0.7 pounds on the scale that day? Well, later in the day, I got on the scale again, which I almost never do. I don't even know why, but I don't know what possessed me. Isn't that interesting? It's like I knew in my subconscious something was off. And then it had said that I had gained over 2 pounds. And I'm like, what? I mean, it wasn't even that much later in the day. I hadn't even eaten yet. I'm like, something's off. And then I'm like, I wonder. And then I started really thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I do remember seeing, oh, yeah, yeah. I, I, I think I just didn't even allow myself to admit the fact that really on that day when I kind of had two cheats by having the chicken breast, the breaded chicken breast, and um, what did I have with that? Popcorn, I think. Popcorn, yeah. I had a bunch of popcorn, and I didn't even measure it out. Popcorn, bad day. I actually gained 1.7 pounds that day. Next day on the scale, it said I was up 1.7. Not good, not good. So I didn't do a video yesterday, so I'm going to talk about the next 2 days after that 1.7 gain. Dreadful. And the next day, I did better. Actually, that 1.7 gain was probably cumulative because it was the second day that I had a breaded chicken breast. I had a breaded chicken breast the day before and I had still lost weight. And so I think like deep down in my mind I just thought, "Oh, well, it tasted so amazing." Here's another one in the refrigerator just sitting there, just looking at me. I am 99% sure both times well, the first time it was cooked that day, so it was kind of room temperature. The second time when I took it out of the refrigerator and just ate it straight out cold, and it still tasted amazing. It was such a treat. But I paid the price. I paid the price. 2 days in a row having this breaded chicken breast. 1.7 on the scale. Not good. So the day after that, I did better eating. I did really good eating. In fact, I decided that I was going to try to rebound strongly. I don't think this really worked, but in my brain, I thought I'm going to be extra good. I'm going to have just a little itty bitty bowl earlier in the day of the shredded chicken that I had prepared with the salsa, but almost had no salsa left in it at all because I used a half a jar for like 5 chicken breasts. And we're on probably day 8, and I'm still eating it up, and I still have a good amount. I still probably have about 4 or 5 more days left of this. That's how long this chicken is lasting me as it's all shredded up. So there was almost no sauces in it at all. And I had a small bowl, so probably equivalent to maybe 1 ounce, like really small amount of shredded chicken and salsa. And then later on in the day, I went and I had a few of those pieces. Remember, I had prepared some hunks of chicken in a pan, and I did prepare it with a little bit of olive oil just because I don't like everything sticking to my pan and have to scrape it and clean it off afterwards. I put a little olive oil in there. It was mostly seasonings, and cook those up, and then I have those on a plate in there that I can take. So I took a few pieces of that. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 pieces. I would say it was maybe equivalent to maybe 2 ounces. So I probably had about 3 to 4 ounces of chicken, nothing else. No cheese, no corn, no tortilla, which I normally have for my taco. And I thought that like my weight was going to rebound completely the next day. Not so. I did lose weight. I lost zero point 0.4 the next day. So I was just like, all right, well, stick with the program. So yesterday, I didn't have just that minimal amount. I went back to having my chicken taco, the tortilla, itty bitty bit of um, um, mozzarella cheese and a splattering of corn with the shredded chicken on the low carb, 70 calorie, 3 carb tortilla, wheat tortilla. Folded in half, put in the toaster oven. So good. Crunch. And today I got on the scale and it said minus zero point 0.8. Okay, good. Any other day on the diet, I'd be jumping up and down that I lost zero point 0.8. But I still technically am zero point 0.2 pounds away from breaking even to where I was 3 days ago. And it's all my fault, so it's all my fault. This is a lesson learned. I will admit right now, I'm very, very concerned about my future because my daughter is flying in from California on Saturday. Now, I can probably get away with her jet lag and everything and trying to catch up on sleep on Saturday. Saturday's being fine, but starting on Sunday, it's gonna be tricky. She's here for 3 weeks. So happy. But I've got to stay on the diet. I've got to. And I know we're going out to eat because she's here because the following weekend my daughter graduates from college and we're all going there and we're going to be eating. I already know what we're going to be eating because we're going to be at the Drury Inn. And so we're going to be having the dinner there at the Drury Inn that they provide. They have uh, Alfredo, chicken pasta, hot dogs. They do have a salad, so I'll try to have a lot of the salad and try to avoid as much of the dressing as I can. Um, yeah, and that's about it. And we're all planning on just eating at the Drury Inn, everybody that's staying together there. So, and then they have the breakfast buffet with the eggs, and the eggs are going to be okay, but they're also, I'm sure, going to have potatoes and other things. I will stay away from like biscuits and gravy. I can turn that away. If they have crispy bacon, that's going to be my downfall. I can stay away from the sausage, I think. I will do my best. Try to stick with just the eggs. And then part of your brain goes, well, I paid for this hotel room, and obviously built into the price of the hotel room are these meals, so I might as well just eat it. I just. All right, so we will be road tripping out a couple hours to her campus and going to the graduation, and then spending the night there. That's going to be tricky, but that's not this coming weekend. That's the following weekend. So this coming weekend, my daughter's flying in, and I'm just going to have to figure out, because we surround ourselves with all kinds of fun foods, how to do all the same things we always do, but for me, not to eat all the foods that we eat in conjunction with all the activities that we do, whether it's movie nights or whatever. She works for CBS, so she used to work for a talent agency. When she was in the talent agency, we used to watch lots of movies and all that. We still watch lots of movies. Now we try to watch a little bit more CBS programming, just because that's what she does in her free time to catch up and make sure that she's aware of all the programming that they have, because she's part of making the decisions on advertising and what goes where and learning about it. And anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know all that. So I am zero point 0.2 pounds away from breaking even. I will break that threshold tomorrow, I promise you. And I'm pleased to announce Tom has completed and has ceased. I have not gone back and calculated how many days it was, but it's ridiculous. But that reminds me, I should open it up in my app, because in case I ever do have to go to the doctor, I do want to write down what day everything ended.